The server room is down. The entire factory network is a complete ghost town, and production lines are bleeding cash by the second. And where is our resident IT guru who's supposed to fix it? Oh, he's grabbing his jacket and heading out to a local diner for lunch. Why? Because it is 12:25 p.m. The exact time his micromanaging boss dictated that lunch must be taken without exception. A petty boss's strict policy just resulted in a masterclass in malicious compliance. Hey everyone, welcome back to Legal Verdict Daily. We break down the most explosive stories of workplace justice, malicious compliance, and entitled managers getting a reality check. If you love seeing bad, bosses eat their own words. Smash that like button, subscribe, and let's dive right into today's verdict. Our story unfolds in a small manufacturing business where the IT department is, shall we say, a one-man show. Our original poster, let's call him OP, is the sole IT specialist for the entire facility. He is a blue-collar veteran with an associate's degree in networking. Brought on as the first dedicated tech hire in the company's history. The owner and the floor manager know absolutely zero about technology, but they certainly love to delegate the tedious stuff and pretend they run a tight ship. Now, 3 days before our main event, disaster struck. The primary shipping workstation, the absolute linchpin for the entire warehouse that processes hundreds of high-value customer packages daily, completely crashed. Windows was corrupted, the system was frozen, and orders stopped moving. OP took one look at the machine and gave a standard, professional solution. This OS is corrupted. Give me 30 minutes to wipe the drive, re-image Windows, and we'll be back online before noon. But Manager Mike, in his infinite non-technical wisdom, slammed his fist on the desk and yelled, "No way. We paid extra money for third-party software support phone licenses. You sit on the phone with vendor support and fix this program by program. We are not wiping anything, because who wouldn't want to spend 6 hours on hold with offshore customer service when you could solve the problem in 30 minutes? Right? OP swallowed his pride and took one for the team. He sat glued to his chair for 6 excruciating hours, wrestling with hold music, transferred calls, and incompetent support reps, while the factory floor buzzed with stress. By the time he finally got the shipping system functional, it was 2:15 p.m. OP hadn't eaten, hadn't stretched his legs, and hadn't taken a single break all day. He stepped away from his desk to grab a cold, late sandwich. And what was his reward for saving the shipping department? Manager Mike was standing right at his cubicle, red-faced and furious. "Where do you think you're going?" Mike barked. "Company policy states lunch is strictly between 12 p.m. and 1 p.m. You clocked out at 2:15. That is a major policy violation. I don't care if the company is falling apart. You take your lunch strictly during your allotted time slot." OP tried to explain that he was literally holding the company's revenue together, but Mike cut him off. No excuses. 12 to 1 p.m. non-negotiable. And fast forward to today. It's a hot afternoon on the factory floor. The building operates high voltage woodworking machinery alongside unshielded Ethernet cables, a classic recipe for electromagnetic interference and network drops. To make matters worse, the company sublets its building, meaning OP has zero physical access to the core server rack or main switches. He is effectively flying blind on the backbone of the infrastructure. At exactly 12:20, 5 p.m., suddenly, a massive power surge hits the machinery line. The entire network collapses. No pings, no server connection. Red error screens pop up across every workstation in the building. Manager Mike comes bursting out of his office, sweating profusely, hyperventilating, looking around for OP to perform a miracle. OP looks down at his watch. It reads 12:20, 8 p.m., right at the start of his mandatory lunch window. OP thinks to himself, gee, I would love to troubleshoot this massive network failure. But Manager Mike made it crystal clear yesterday that breaking my 12 to 1 p.m. lunch rule is a punishable offense. So, OP calmly launches Wireshark to record network packets, starts a background ping command to log the downtime, grabs his lunch bag, puts on his coat, and walks straight past Manager Mike toward the time clock. Mike screams across the room, OP, what are you doing? The whole factory is dead, and workers are standing around. OP turns around with a serene, polite smile and says, Sorry, Mike, but as you strictly ordered yesterday, my lunch break is 12 to 1 p.m. without exception. Wouldn't want to get written up for taking a late lunch again. I'll investigate at 1 p.m. sharp. OP punches the clock at 12:30 p.m. and walks out the front door. He goes to a diner, orders a bacon cheeseburger, sips his iced tea, and enjoys 30 minutes of glorious, uninterrupted peace while Manager Mike panics in an office bleeding thousands of dollars. At 1 p.m. sharp, OP strolls back into the building, punches back in, resets the interference switch, and restores the entire system in under 10 minutes. Let's analyze the legal and managerial breakdown of this situation on Legal Verdict Daily. This is a textbook case of malicious compliance. Manager Mike wanted to use administrative power to dominate an employee, completely failing to understand that technical roles require operational flexibility. When we look at the top Reddit comment on this story by user Ninja Hiding in the Open, they pointed out the ultimate corporate truth behind this scenario, the secret unwritten instruction from middle management is that when things break, you are expected to forfeit your breaks. They just can't put that in writing because forcing unpaid overtime or skipped breaks is illegal. Manager Mike wanted free, illegal emergency labor without having to formally request it. By forcing OP into a strict 12 to 1 p.m. rule, he trapped himself in his own administrative net. OP didn't sabotage the network. He simply allowed the manager's own policy to run its course. So, what is the action blueprint for anyone dealing with a micromanaging boss. First, always document instructions and keep logs. OP. Setting up Wireshark and ping logs proved he wasn't negligent. He was tracking the outage while following orders. Second, when a boss gives you a rigid, nonsensical rule, give them 100% literal compliance. Let the financial consequences of their bad rules fall squarely on their own shoulders. OP protected his job, respected his personal boundaries, and gave manager Mike an expensive lesson in humility that he won't soon forget. This content is created for educational and entertainment purposes on Legal Verdict Daily and does not constitute formal legal or employment advice. If you enjoyed this episode, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment with your favorite malicious compliance moment. Until next time, stay compliant.